What's up, Gould Miners? I was inspired to make this episode because recently I had someone hit me up and was like, hey, are you going to Hunter Conference, which is this, I think next week or 2 weeks from now. It's a very famous yearly hotel conference, and was like, absolutely not. I'm definitely not going to that one. I had someone hit me up, are you going to Ahoa, which is going to be a few weeks? I'm like, probably not. And I was like, wow, that's 2 conferences in a row that I'm not going to be going to. And I love going to conferences, but I find myself in a season that is in conflict with the conference season, and I'll explain, right? So in my professional life, I found that I really kind of oscillate between 2 seasons, and the seasons are the learning and networking season, and then there is the implementation season, right? And so as an entrepreneur, you have to kind of weigh those 2 and oscillate between those 2 seasons, because if you are constantly in networking season and going to all these conferences and learning and all these things, but never give yourself extended periods of time to implement, you're gonna never get anything done. And so in my previous career as a real estate team leader, I found myself oscillating between those 2 seasons regularly. And I would be in a 6 to 9 month networking and learning season, and then I'd go into usually a year long or even a year and a half long implementation season. And I would shut off all the noise, stop listening, because the problem is that when you get too many inputs and you start listening to too many people and you start going to too many events and you start getting too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak, then you start to really almost go crazy. All right, from all the information and it's like, oh my God, information overload. So I was inspired to make this episode because I think as a real estate investor, you are in a matter of, in some capacity, an entrepreneur, whether you want to admit it to yourself or not. Even if you're a passive investor, you are making decisions, financial decisions for yourself that are going to impact you for a lifetime. And so there are some things that you are going to inherently share. There's some traits that you're inherently going to share with people who are entrepreneurs. And as an investor, whether you are active or passive, you have to ask yourself, hey, am I in a season of networking and learning, or am I in a season of implementation? And there's always going to be another conference. There's always going to be like another thing that you can go to. Don't let that get in the way, right, of the objective of the season that you're in. Now, if you're in networking and learning season, by all means, go for it. And by the way, there are some people too, just FYI, that is their job, right? So there are people, the business development reps, from these brands, they go to every single conference, and that's their job. Their job is to network, right? Because they are specialized in that role. But as an entrepreneur, you have to diversify your time and really decide, hey, is this a time where I'm going to be spending, networking and learning, or do I need to kind of go back and start implementing all the stuff that I've learned and really starting to cultivate some of those relationships and the networking, that have come from that networking that I've done, and do something with those relationships and do something with that knowledge. And so that was on my mind today. I hope you found this frame of mind useful, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be a reason to go to like an event. There's always going to be, oh, so-and-so invited me, or, oh man, like you get this like FOMO brain or whatnot, but don't allow the attractiveness of whatever it might be, like the next conference or the next get together or whatever, get in the way of the objective of the season that you're in. This is Danny Gould, everyone. I hope you found this Gould nugget useful. Keep mining, everybody.